Hey there and welcome to the Homestead Fam. My name is Mel and today I'm going to show you how to make one of my absolute favorite holiday dishes. This is Grandma's cranberry salad. Now this is more of a cranberry relish than a cranberry salad, but Grandma calls it cranberry salad, so that's what we're going to call it. And we are going to put everything together. Make sure to like and subscribe and we'll get right into it. First, let's start out with what you're going to need. I will put the whole recipe in the caption below, but you are going to need apples, pineapple, cranberries, a packet of raspberry Jello, sugar, and water. This is a very simple recipe. It's not technically like a healthy recipe. I wouldn't classify this as a healthy recipe. It's more of a exciting, fun holiday treat that we love. We eat it as a side, as a dessert. You could put it on ice cream if you wanted. There's a lot of different options. So this is more of a fun recipe, something that you could bring as a dish to pass that will make a crowd very happy. So first we are going to need to grate or dice or blend, however you want to do it, all of your fruit. So usually my grandma uses a grinder and I have one, but it needs a good cleaning and I wasn't going to be digging that out today, so I'm just going to use a blender, and I know that is more of a staple in most people's houses, so I wanted to show you something that you can do right now without getting any extra equipment. So you can use a blender and you can also use a food processor. So we just need to finely chop up all of our fruit. So first, let's start with the apples. We're going to need 3 cups of apples. And I'm just going to put these in here. You can keep the skins right on, and I'm actually going to keep these. I'm going to make sure when I put them in the blender, they're about the same size so that they just blend more evenly. And I'm using 2 different types of apples. You can use any apple you like. I like a sweeter apple, but if you like a more tart apple, you can do that too. Either one is going to be great. I've used more tart and more sweet ones in multiple of them. I'm gonna add one more, and then we're gonna see where we are at, and I can always add another one. Alright, we will plop this in here and give it a good blend, but you don't want it to be like blended up like a smoothie. You don't want it super fine. You just want it to be like chopped. And I'm going to make sure while I'm doing this that I'm kind of stirring it up so that there aren't a ton of big pieces and then some that are a bunch of like pureed pieces. So we're actually really close with that little bit of blending. So let's do that again. And apples specifically, if you don't put any moisture in here, they shouldn't puree super easily. It should just chop it up nice. So I'm going to go with one more blend. And I have a measurement on my blender here, and it's looking like it is almost exactly 3 cups, and that's what we need. Yep. So about 3 apples for 3 cups, and I'm going to go ahead and put this in a bowl. You want this to be a large bowl because we're going to be putting all of our fruit in here. Next, I'm going to do our pineapple. I just have canned pineapple here. You can use fresh pineapple, but if you want to can this recipe, you can can it. If you want to can it, it will need to be canned pineapple and not fresh pineapple. For some reason, I don't know the reasoning behind it, but fresh pineapple doesn't allow like the Jello that we're gonna put in there to set, so it won't like set while you can it. So make sure you use canned pineapple, and you want this to be drained. I already drained this. This one definitely blended up a lot easier. Pour that in with our apples. And now we go on to, of course, the cranberries. Okay, I have just a large 2-pound bag of cranberries here. You might be thinking, how did I get cranberries in September? Well, I buy cranberries in bulk, usually in the winter, and then freeze them and pull them out whenever I want them, because we love cranberry juice and I love to can cranberry juice. And I like to just have cranberries on hand for recipes like this, or I really like the orange and cranberry combination, so I always just have a little bit in my freezer. So if you don't have some in a store near you yet, make sure to keep an eye out when the holidays come around. So we need a pound of cranberries, and this is a 2-pound bag, so I'm just gonna put half of these in here. Set those aside, and I'm going to crush these as well. These up. Those crushed really nicely, actually. I'm going to give it one more small blend. Alright. And pour these in with our other fruit. At this point, if you do like nuts in your cranberry salads, your cranberry relishes, your cranberry sauce, stuff like that, you can add nuts to it as well. We prefer it without nuts, so, and Grandma doesn't make it with nuts either. So we are going to keep it like this. And let's just mix these up so they're all just evenly distributed. I have one really large piece of apple in there. I'm going to take that out. Oh, and one more. I might dice those up and throw those back in. Alright, I'm just going to finally chop these. The grinder definitely makes everything a little bit more consistent. Everything's kind of ground into the same consistency, the same size. But if you don't have one or you don't want to use it, don't worry about it. It will still turn out delicious and all of the flavors will still be there. Okay. Now I have this beautiful array of fruit here. And I'm going to now go do the Jello. So we need a packet of Jello. This is a 6-ounce packet of raspberry Jello. And we need sugar and water. So we're going to head over to the stove and heat that up over the stove now. For this mixture, we need 1 cup of water, 3.5 cups of sugar, and 1 packet of raspberry Jello. Now we're going to turn on the heat and we're going to let all of those sugars dissolve. Again, this isn't supposed to be a super healthy recipe. It's supposed to be more of a treat. I usually try to do all things dye-free, all things as healthy as possible, less sugars and stuff, but we do like to have certain treats that we love every now and then, and I know that you will love this too. And you can always try and find some different healthier alternatives to any recipe. So if you find that you like this but you want to make it a little healthier, try and make it with honey or find a more healthy Jello, like a dye-free Jello of sorts. But today we're just going to go with the staples. I'll go ahead and stir this up. and just bring that heat up and warm that water up until it dissolves all of the sugars. And once it does that, it should look clear and not super cloudy anymore. Okay, our Jello mixture got bubbly. Everything is dissolved now and smooth. So now we can go head over to our fruit and put this all together. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and pour this mixture into our fruit. Stir this up good. Oh, this smells so good. Reminds me of Grandma's house. So now that this is all mixed up good, I'm just gonna let this set on the counter to cool and let the Jello set. And then once it's set, you can put this into any container you like and refrigerate it. We also really prefer to store some in jars or some Tupperware and freeze it. I like eating it frozen. It's like a nice little dessert, but you can also freeze it for up to a year. Bring it out, let it thaw, and it'll be ready for your holidays or whenever you want to enjoy it. So that is it. Super simple, easy recipe. Probably one of the easiest ones I've shared with you, but it's one of my favorites and one of our go-tos for the holiday season coming up. So I really hope you like it. Please subscribe and like if you want any more recipes or to see any of our activities here on the homestead, and I will see you next week.